Tonight, you're going to put on your headphones, a song you love comes on, and right at that one perfect moment the chorus hits, the strings swell, the singer's voice cracks just slightly, something strange happens to your skin. A wave of cold rushes up your arms. The hair on your neck stands on end. For 3 or 4 seconds, you feel something close to electricity. You probably call this chills. Scientists call it something else entirely. They call it frisson. And the real reason it happens has almost nothing to do with music at all. Let's start with what your skin is actually doing in that moment. Every hair on your arms sits inside a tiny muscle called an erector pili. When that muscle contracts, it pulls the hair upright and raises a small bump of skin around it. This is the exact same mechanism that happens when you're freezing cold. Your body is trying to trap a layer of warm air close to your skin. But you're not cold right now. You're sitting comfortably, maybe in a warm room, completely safe. So why is your body running the cold response? Here's where it gets stranger. The same muscle reaction also happens in moments of intense fear. When an animal or a human ancestor sensed a serious threat, this reflex made body hair stand up, which made the body look larger and more intimidating to a predator or rival. Cold, fear, and apparently a really good chorus. 3 completely different triggers, one identical physical reflex. Psychologist David Huron has spent years studying this exact overlap. His research suggests that frisson happens when your brain detects something unexpected, a sudden shift in volume, a key change, a vocal break, and for a fraction of a second, your nervous system reacts as if something significant just occurred. Not necessarily dangerous, just significant. Your ancient alarm system doesn't have a separate setting, for this is just art. It has one setting. Pay attention. Something is happening. Music exploits this perfectly because music is built entirely out of expectation and violation. Your brain predicts where a melody is going. Most of the time, it's right. And then occasionally the song does something your brain didn't fully predict. A held note that goes higher than expected, a sudden silence before the beat drops back in, a harmony that resolves in an unusual way, that tiny gap between what you expected and what actually happened, that's the trigger. Neuroscientist Robert Zatorre at McGill University used brain imaging to look at what happens during these chill moments. What he found was remarkable. The exact same reward circuitry that activates when you eat your favorite food or when certain drugs hit your bloodstream lights up during musical frisson. Dopamine floods the brain's pleasure centers. Your brain is treating an arrangement of sound waves the same way it treats things essential for survival. That should be strange enough on its own, but there's a deeper layer underneath it. Not everyone gets goosebumps from music. Studies have found that people who experience frisson tend to score higher on a personality trait called openness to experience. These are people who tend to be more imaginative, more emotionally responsive, and more likely to get deeply absorbed in art, stories, and abstract ideas. In other words, this isn't just a biological reflex. It's a window into how differently human brains are wired to respond to the world. Some researchers believe frisson may even be connected to empathy, the same neural pathways involved in feeling someone else's emotions. Watching a character cry in a film, hearing genuine pain in someone's voice, appear to overlap with the pathways triggered by musically induced chills, which means when you get goosebumps during a song, you might actually be feeling something closer to emotional contagion than simple appreciation. Your nervous system is responding to the performer's emotion as if it were happening to you directly. Now here's the part that connects all the way back to your ancestors. Long before recorded music existed, before instruments, before language as we know it today, early humans almost certainly used rhythmic sound and vocalization for one critical purpose: group bonding. Anthropologists studying small-scale societies have observed that synchronized chanting, drumming, and group vocalizing trigger powerful feelings of connection and unity among participants. Some researchers propose that this shared physiological response, the chills, the emotional surge, evolved specifically because it helped strengthen social bonds within early human groups. Groups that felt unified survived better. Cooperation meant protection, protection meant survival, so that chill running up your spine during your favorite song might be an inherited piece of social glue, a leftover mechanism designed to make you feel connected to whoever is making that sound, even if it's a singer you've never met performing decades before you were born. Your body doesn't know the difference between a tribal chant around a fire 40,000 years ago and a singer's voice cracking on a recorded track today. It just knows something significant is happening. Pay attention. Feel this. There's one more piece worth knowing. Frisson tends to fade with repetition. The 15th time you hear that exact moment in the song, the chills are usually weaker, sometimes gone entirely. This lines up perfectly with the unpredictability theory. Once your brain fully expects the surprising moment, it stops being a surprise. The novelty, the gap between expectation and reality, disappears, which means those goosebumps are not really a reward for hearing something beautiful. They're a reward for hearing something your brain didn't see coming. So the next time that wave of cold moves up your arms during a song, you'll know what's actually happening underneath your skin. It's not magic. It's not even really about the music itself. It's ancient alarm circuitry, originally built to protect you from predators, completely repurposed by an unpredictable chord change and a voice that cracked exactly when you didn't expect it to. Tonight, you'll put on your headphones again. The chorus will hit, and somewhere between your ears and your skin, 40,000 years of human wiring will quietly remind you that you're still listening exactly the way your ancestors did.